On March 20th, 2025, a lost media researcher opened an animator's portfolio and found 16 minutes of television history sitting in an ordinary video player. It was the complete 1998 presentation that sold Family Guy to Fox. Fans had spent years talking about this pilot as if it were locked in a studio archive. 7 minutes had appeared on a DVD, so everyone knew the missing half existed. But the complete version had apparently been public since around September 2022. No password, no auction, no mysterious tape. It was on the website of Robert Paulson, one of the artists who had actually worked on it. The strange part is not that somebody preserved the pilot. Crew members keep copies of their work all the time. The strange part is that a famous lost film can be online for 2.5 years under the right person's name and still remain effectively invisible. In 1998, Family Guy was not a television institution. It was a proposal Seth MacFarlane had to make legible very quickly. Fox reportedly gave him about $50,000 to produce a presentation. That is tiny by network animation standards, and it explains why the film feels exposed. There is no established series pipeline hiding the rough edges. The drawings are looser. The voices have not settled. Peter, Brian, Stewie, and the rest are recognizable, but they are still being calibrated. A pitch film has a different job from a normal episode. It has to introduce the family, demonstrate the comic rhythm, show what the animation can handle, and persuade executives that the premise will keep producing stories. Every minute is an argument. That makes the complete cut more useful than a curiosity. It is the closest thing we have to watching the show negotiate with the version of itself that had not been approved yet. In 2003, a Family Guy DVD set included roughly the first 7 minutes of the presentation. For most viewers, that clip became the pilot. It had the rough art, the early character designs, and enough familiar material to feel complete. But the runtime never made sense. Contemporary references described a film closer to 16 minutes. The DVD stopped before almost 9 additional minutes, leaving a very clean border between the material fans could replay and the material they could only describe. That border matters. Lost media is easier to ignore when nobody can picture what is missing. Here, viewers could watch the first half and then hit an official edit. The absence was visible every time the clip ended. Over the years, reposts of the 7-minute cut multiplied, which made the search harder rather than easier. Search results looked full, but they were full of the same incomplete object. Try searching for Family Guy pilot, and the problem becomes obvious. You get the broadcast premiere, DVD uploads, reaction videos, articles, clips, and pages that use the word pilot loosely. The title is so famous that relevance buries provenance. A better search starts with the people who had a reason to possess the file. Who composited it? Who painted it? Which small animation companies handled the work? Did any crew member keep an old reel? That method is slower because credits do not look like clues. A professional page labeled motion graphics and animation feels less exciting than a post promising a lost episode. But it has something the dramatic post usually lacks: custody. Robert Paulson was credited with digital ink, paint, and compositing on the presentation. A complete copy on his portfolio is not random. The page explains why the file is there before anyone has to invent a story around it. Several posts blurred the two because the names are almost identical. The portfolio and credit trail clear it up. This Robert Paulson worked on the visual finishing side of the presentation. That is exactly the kind of person who might preserve a master for a reel. His website reportedly carried the full film from around September 2022. It did not announce that a legendary missing pilot had arrived. It presented the video as work. That difference explains the delay. Search engines understand titles and popularity better than historical significance. A 16-minute file can sit in plain sight when the surrounding page describes a career instead of a mystery. GhostTheDeadGirl, the researcher credited with the 2025 discovery, recognized the one detail that changed the page completely: the runtime. Once the player ran past the familiar DVD ending, the find was no longer ambiguous. The missing half was there. The professional context also made verification unusually clean. The uploader had a production credit. The opening matched the known excerpt. The longer material continued in the same rough style, with the same early performances and the same presentation logic. This was not a fan reconstruction stitched from fragments. It was a complete sales film from a person who helped finish it. The discovery spread quickly because the evidence arrived as a package: video, uploader, credit, and runtime. That is worth emphasizing. A detached file can be real and still lose most of its history. Here, the page supplied the chain of custody. The community did not merely gain 9 more minutes. It gained a credible answer to where those minutes had been sitting and why that particular website had them. Peter is reckless, Brian is dry, Stewie is theatrical. But the timing is rougher, the staging is simpler, and some ideas land differently because the show has not yet learned its own pace. You can see choices that would later be tightened, replaced, or absorbed into Death Has a Shadow. That makes the pilot a branch in the production tree, not a deleted bonus scene. It records what the creators thought they needed to prove before an audience had ever met the family. Watching it now, after hundreds of episodes, creates a strange reversal. We know which traits became permanent. The people making this film did not. They were testing whether the whole machine could work, and the missing 9 minutes preserve more of that uncertainty than the polished series ever could. Second, the uploader called it a work sample, not the lost full Family Guy pilot. Third, fans kept searching the title instead of the production network. And finally, the 7-minute DVD version polluted the results. Every upload looked promising until it ended at the same place. The complete file did not need to be secret. It only needed to be poorly labeled relative to the question people were asking. This is the uncomfortable lesson of the find. Availability and discoverability are different properties. A file can be one click away and still be absent from the public record if nobody has connected its URL to the historical claims surrounding it. It identifies the custodian, places the film inside a body of professional work, and explains why the copy is credible. Screenshots, page captures, dates, and credit references matter alongside the moving image. Otherwise, the pilot can survive while its provenance decays into somebody uploaded this somewhere. That happens constantly. Reposts outlive source pages, then future viewers have to rebuild the context from fragments. In this case, public archival records and contemporary reporting help preserve the trail. The rights are still controlled by the relevant owners, so preservation does not erase copyright, but documenting the page is different from pretending the page never existed. Historical access is strongest when the evidence remains attached to the file. That is almost boring, which is why it is useful. It changes the image of what a lost media search looks like. Sometimes the work is not decoding a tape label or negotiating with a collector. Sometimes it is reading credits, opening old professional websites, and noticing that a player runs longer than it should. Family Guy became one of the most visible animated shows in the world. Its original sales film still managed to hide behind a normal navigation menu. The file was online. The history was missing. Once those two things were connected, the pilot stopped being a rumor and became a document again.